Hey Sam, how are
Hi,
you?
how you been?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good, good, I'm good. Okay. Today is June 17th, right?
No, thank you.
Okay, so how you been?
Great.
Good, good. All right. So the communication is going better?
No communication.
No communication?
None. None at all.
Wow.
I just asked her this morning, did she even like me?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she just stand for the kids.
Okay. Okay, maybe there's a lot of things inside need to be heard. Since there was no communication, so there are things getting repressed inside. So we need to let the interior materials be heard in order to have insight, in order to have more understanding, in order to validate some feelings, some issues, and see each one how to contribute.
Contribute to what?
Contribute to the resolution of issues that
I asked her when we was coming here, do you think this these lessons, this therapy is helping us any?
good question.
I know.
Good question.
And
The goal for coming is to improve the relationship, to resolve the unresolved issues. Now, again, we need to identify again the most important issues that are not resolved. It seems to me the relationship between Lonnie and your children are one big issue.
Not at all. For me. Told you last week I resolved that, so I'm over it.
You resolve that by just cutting off the relationship?
By cutting off expectation. Not the relationship, expectation.
Expectation of, so they would not, or he would not expect.
The only variable in any particular situation that I can control is myself. So instead of expecting others to do what I feel should be happening. I need to change my expectations in order for me to be okay in a particular situation. So since 2016, I had a certain level of expectations of what my family should look like. And it took me until 2024 to accept that what I expect my family to look at, regardless of how I try to achieve that, I'm not saying that my method in the past was the correct method. Like I said, I've taken accountability for that. I've changed and I've apologized. So I'm not saying how I went about creating my ideal familial space was correct. But since 2016 to 2024, all I've done was try to get my family to move as a unit, which has not been able to happen. So I now, with the work that we're doing in here, the work that I'm doing within my personal life, have accepted what I desire or expect is not possible. Therefore, I must change my desires and I must change my expectations. And I'm okay in the space of self-preservation because I'm gonna put my mask on first before I put anybody else's mask on, if I can use language from the flight industry. I have to take care of myself before I can ever take care of somebody else. So before I allow myself to be treated in ways that I feel are not beneficial to my well-being and to my mental health, I will cut that off, because what I desire or my expectations do not supersede my well-being. So I put my well-being first. And with that, I'm okay with them over here and me over here building that family unit with those who choose to build with me.
Okay, so if we want to translate what you're saying into everyday practice,
I feed into those who feed into me.
okay,
I love on those who love on me. I teach to those who teach me. I play with those who play with me. I speak to those who speak to me.
okay, so it depends on how others perform or relate to you, you would relate to them.
Correct. Whatever their capacity is, I match that energy. And if their energy is something that's going to take me into a space that makes me feel a certain way about me, I cut that relationship off completely, because no one's going to make me feel any type of way about the person that I am, especially if my intentions are to help.
I remember about our last session that we talk about Andre influence, that he would be more active in affecting the mood, the attitude, the atmosphere, especially between you and his kids, like saying, look, whatever happened between you and Lani, after all, Lani is my valued wife, and I would expect a respectful relationship coming from you to her, and because I want to live a decent life, here again we go back to the quality of his life, the quality of your life, and even the quality of everybody's lives, so decent life based on respect, on cooperation, on either I would do something good to you, or I would do nothing, but I would not harm you or try to annoy you or irritate you or, be a source of irritation to you. Especially, there are factors that are helping that they live, his son, his truck driver, he spent most of his time in his work. His daughter has her own life. She's living in another home. She's a full-fledged person. She's grown up. So, those factors are helping that you are not exposed to a great deal of interaction. That, you are with me, with the same home. I have to deal with you on, maybe frequent basis. So, we have to be careful, all the time. There are only times that provide a chance for interaction. So we can prepare for that, since the interaction is limited, after all, since you are living independent lives, you and them. So if there are any kind of interaction, so this kind of interaction can be shaped in a way that is fair for everybody. Okay. Now, some people, they think that we didn't do any wrong. It's the other party who's causing the whole problem. That's usually humankind thinking, denying responsibility or seeing the self as the one who does not do any harm to others, but the other people who do the opposite. We don't get involved in such discussion. Who's at fault? Lonnie is at fault, or the two other people at fault? Everybody has his own perspective and selfishness, and so we don't get into that. But what we need to do is what comes out of us, those observed words or behaviors, and the focus, I would be focusing on whatever comes out of me. Now, my relationship with Lani, I don't know how, whether it's good or bad or whatever. Now, I have to review my reactions to Lani. Okay, the way I talk to Lani, the way I look at Lani, the way I react to Lani, and whatsoever. But those actions or reactions now are going to be redirected in order to enhance the relationship, regardless of what thoughts I have against the other. Oh, she doesn't respect me. Okay, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that she doesn't respect me, or don't say that she hates me. We don't want to talk about the hidden feelings, because maybe the hidden feelings are by themselves, are reactions, are not the real issues. Okay, if we have hard feelings against each other, that's not.
Can't you just tell when somebody don't like you? You can tell that, can't you? If you're in a room with somebody, you got a feeling. You can just feel that somebody don't like you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but this if this somebody doesn't like me, that doesn't mean this is the source of issue. It could be this disliking me based on misunderstanding. So if I fix the misunderstanding, then the disliking.
How many times do you fix that misunderstanding? Because I changed so many times. I did so many different things to change to try to realign back with her. But she changes, she moves the goalposts all the time. So how many times do you change? You just keep doing it? You gotta keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Keep changing, keep trying to align, keep doing it. But then when you do that, then another change comes. Or the goalpost is in another spot.
Yeah. Okay. We have to be careful about expressing negative emotions.
There's nothing negative what I said. So
No, whether she dislikes them or they dislike her. Okay. Okay.
His children are not a factor. He is trying to address our issue of communication. You even yourself said the children aren't in the home. They're no longer a factor. I myself said the children are no longer a factor for me. That was last week's issue. This week's issue is we cannot communicate, and he's expressing to you that he's changed to try to communicate with me, and I'm assuming he's saying that he feels energetically that I don't like him. And so he is more so asking a question in relation to us, not his children.
Okay. Thank you for shedding light on the main issue now. Okay, it's the relationship that's going on between you and him.
Correct.
Okay, all right. So you said there was no communication because the hard feelings towards each other, right?
Yeah.
No communication between you.
I don't have no hard feelings. I think my feelings are more of contempt. I don't know what to do. I don't even know. I don't know
How to please her?
Yep, I don't know nothing no more.
Okay. I don't know.
And then she's gonna say, tell me. Or I did, but then that changed.
That's why I stopped communicating. So I'm not finding the way or which way that if I follow, it will bring me the fruits or it will make a difference in the relationship.
Can I give you an example, Sam?
Yes.
The other day, my daughter and I and Dre were having a conversation, and Dre said something mockingly. And the way that it came across, I was like, I don't know if you're like celebrating what I said or if you're mocking me. I was like, the energy is iffy on that, because you can deliver something in a joking energy and you can deliver something in a mocking energy. And then sometimes as you're trying to move from the space of mocking energy, you don't really know how to read it, because I'm like, I see you trying not to be so condescending anymore, but I think I still picked some up in there, so I didn't know how to read it. And so my daughter said, no, he meant to be disrespectful. I was like, okay, then I read it the way that I was supposed to read it. And he was like, I was not disrespectful. I was being condescending. And my daughter, well, she stepped out of the conversation at that point, and I tried to explain to him that in condescension, or whatever the terms is, when a person is being condescending, there is an aspect of disrespect in being condescending. And I was trying to explain to him, because my daughter didn't necessarily pluck the word condescending out of the ether. She plucked the word disrespect out of the ether. So he fixated on the word disrespect. And I was like, no, she's not necessarily calling you disrespectful per your definition of disrespect. She's saying what you just said was a form of disrespect. Just because you use the word condescending, to be condescending is disrespectful. So she's not incorrect. But for some reason, he couldn't comprehend what we were saying. And I was explaining down, like, if we can think about the word condescending, if your intentions are to condescend, out of 100% of probability, is it possible that at least 1% in there was you being disrespectful? Because we do not condescend people when we're uplifting them. We don't condescend people when we're trying to celebrate them. We condescend people because we're trying to, just at least 1% in there, be disrespectful. And so he could not process that. And so he just said, I'm just going to stop talking, and then goes and posts on Facebook talking about whatever else, being more condescending on his
on Facebook.
You did. You said, I can't wear your glasses. You want me to see stuff through your lens, and my vision is blurry, or something like that. He went and then post his frustrations on Facebook, and it's like, we can't have a conversation if you can't understand what's going on. And he always wants to argue his perspective. And I was like,
every time I open up my mouth is something that you guys don't like, or I didn't say something, or I didn't disrespected you in some type of way, and all I'm doing is just conversating and talking and whatever it is, but I'm not being disrespected in no way. And for her to tell me that I was disrespectful, I was just like, wow.
So even in that, he's expressing he doesn't understand how to be condescending, whether intended or not. He's arguing his intentions. I am saying, regardless of what your intentions were, same thing with his children. I don't mean to be rude or disrespectful, but if their feedback to me is, and his feedback is to me, regardless of what your intentions are, you are being received as rude and disrespectful. It is my job to take that feedback, because I want to effectively communicate with him. I want to effectively communicate with his children. It is for me to, regardless of what I feel like I'm doing, I can either choose to continue to communicate the same way, or I can choose to evolve my communication style so I will be received with the way that I am intending. That is me understanding the feedback. He will argue his point. Okay. And that is why we can't communicate.
Now, in order to make our communication more helpful, we rely on clarification. Now, when we exchange messages among ourselves, yes, there's your perception and his perception. You are the sender, he's the receptive, and vice versa, because you are exchanging verbal or bodily messages. Clarification is very important, and clarification is to verify whatever I'm receiving.
So ask a follow-up question. What do you mean by disrespect, right? That is clarification.
Okay, yeah, if my perception of what he said or what he did is out of disrespect, I may, as like I statement, say, when you said this, or this event happened or you have done this. This is the way I thought and I felt. So here you are describing exactly your reception. Clarification comes if he sees that your perception is not identical to what he meant, then he would clarify. No, I am in no way meant to disrespect you. This is out of the sight, out of the mind that I would disrespect you. But what I meant by saying or behaving was this and that.
To condescend, which is what? What is condescension? Is there disrespect and condescension? I just want a yes or no. Do you condescend? I want your understanding. I don't want I want from your brain. If someone speaks condescendingly to you, do they intend to disrespect on any level?
I will get the clarification on that. If I suspect that, I would say, are you disrespecting? I would not judge.
You're playing the line. No, I'm not asking you from your professional opinion. I'm asking you, Sam, if someone is sitting in front of you and they say something condescending to you,
I would clarify it.
You would not say that they're just in. Okay. So you're literally saying, I hear what you're saying, but what you're literally saying is people walk around being condescendingly as a love language, and that's ridiculous to me. I will not receive condescension as a love language. There is disrespect in condescension. There is, period. I understand what you're saying, but for him to deny that my daughter saying the word disrespect is not at all his intentionality, that's not true. If someone is being condescending, they are being disrespectful. If my child was being condescending to me, I'd like, stop disrespecting me. Question, no question, doesn't matter. They're speaking down to me. That is a form of disrespect.
In order to improve the relationship.
No, you trying to rub something over a wound that is bleeding out. So go ahead and rub your little salve over it. I'm listening. See, that was condescension. Did you feel disrespected?
Okay. Well, again, we are trying to improve.
No, if you acknowledge what's happening, we can grow, but you won't even acknowledge shit is happening, which is crazy to me. Because the issue was, my daughter used the word disrespect. I think you attach to different things and go on tangents that are not what we're dealing with. My daughter used the word disrespect. Instead of him asking for clarification, what do you mean by disrespect? So that I could react to that word properly. He didn't ask any other questions.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for.
Exactly. And then when I said all you had to do was ask an additional question to get clarification, he was like, why do I need to ask extra questions? No. So while you're talking to me about getting clarification, you need to be talking to him, because when it was time to get clarification, he said he doesn't have to get clarification.
That what I meant by clarification is not his duty. It's the duty of the two parties to help themselves to keep clarifying. He would clarify and you would clarify.
I clarified for 15 minutes and he just stood on his understanding. He did not have any space to understand.
The point that, even
the talking to the wrong person in this room, Sam.
I understood what you were saying, but I just didn't.
If you understand, then you don't continue to argue your clothes off view.
Listen, I understood what you were saying. I didn't agree with your definition of disrespect. I didn't feel that I was disrespectful at all, and I don't feel that being condescending sometimes is all the way disrespect.
Okay.
It's not disrespect.
I didn't say it's all the way disrespect. I said, is there a 1% probability that someone is being disrespected?
That 1% is for the person that's looking to be disrespected.
We rely on 1% of probability, or we rely on the 99% of rejecting the idea that he was disrespecting.
If he never accepts that there is a 1% that he was being disrespectful, just like if I never acknowledge when I communicate with his children that there is at least a 1% probability that I was being disrespectful, I could focus on the 99%. No, I'm not being disrespectful. Will I ever change, Sam? I won't. Even if there's a 1%, that means that's that 1% that I got to edge out so I could be 100% not disrespectful. You were saying, as long as you're 99% okay, why worry about the 1%? That's not problem solving. Problem solving is if I feel the way that you're speaking to me is this, then my feelings matter.
Okay, the source of your fear or anxiety.
No, my feelings don't matter.
Yes, they do, but
Okay.
that's the root of the problem right there.
Okay.
I say something and I feel that it's not disrespectful or anything, but you and your newfound egoism or whatever you do, you feel that it's disrespectful.
But you're
Now
communicating
our
with me.
definition of disrespectful is two different things now. And now you saying just because you feel that you disrespected, and that's what should be justified.
You feel I'm disrespectful to your children, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
So I should keep working on that, huh?
Yeah.
You too.
Okay. So again, we are trying to help each other. Like, I'm not trying to like search for any wrongdoing which was unintentionally happen, to pick on it and stick with it and say, well, this is what you did and you have to be responsible for what you did. I would say, if he clarified that even if I made something wrong, I didn't mean it.
Yes, and going forward, because I brought it to his attention, he's continuing to correct, to eliminate that 1%. And eventually, when he does speak to me and he does joke, because that's what he was intending to do, he was intending to joke, which is fine. We can joke together. It's the energy.
No more.
It's the energy behind his joking. His energy is very demeaning, and he doesn't see it unless I point it out, right? See, right there, you're doing it. That's what I'm talking about. I have to point it out so he's aware of what he's doing. So he's like, oh, that's what she means. So now I can fix it. Not, well, he made some progress. Great job, buddy. I'm not dealing with no types of, you're not going to condescend me, especially when I'm sharing knowledge with you. I'm literally in a space of we're all sitting here vibing, growing each other. This is how I like to communicate. I don't like to have fruitless conversations. If it's not pushing the needle forward, I'm not there. Period. I will sit in silence, which is why he says we don't have any communication. Because every time I try to push the needle forward, he says I'm trying to influence his thinking, which how the heck are we going to grow together if I'm over here and he's over there? How are we going to start thinking alike if we don't influence each other's thinking? But he's completely closed off to it, so there's really nothing I could do about it.
That's not true. I just don't like when you try to force all of that stuff on me. I don't feel that everything that you say is right. I don't feel everything that you say is law. I feel everything that you say is not, end all be all. It's not.
So how can we create something for us? You'd rather stay independent and think your way.
That's not true, because
You
you don't
do,
bring
because
we're not coming together with one thing. You coming together with your ideas, trying to push on me.
Because you never come with any ideas.
I do. I got all kind of ideas. I'm the one with the business. I'm the one that's doing stuff out in the real world.
What's that got to do with our family?
What you mean?
What does that got to do with
keeping
growing
a roof over our head?
money? What does that have to do with growing our family as a unit?
You don't think I have relationships with them kids in the house? You don't think they don't respect me and none of that, huh? You don't think I talk to them? You don't think I raise them at all? You just think I'm just there, huh?
I'm not sure the relevance in this conversation, but
No, you saying that I'm not there for the family. You saying I'm just there. I'm not giving no influence to the kids. I'm not raising them. That's ultimately what you're saying.
So what Sam just told us with an I statement, you should say, I feel that what you're saying is this. Can I get some clarification? And then I would clarify to say that that's not at all what I just said. What I said is, in order for us to move as an Appleton-Taylor collaboration, Appleton and Taylor, But my children are, so should we stop acknowledging them?
Your kids is?
Bailey and Angel are.
Yeah.
That offended me. I'm done.
You offended me too.
Okay, well then we could all be done.
Okay, we try to avoid offending each other.
I don't even know how that offended you. I ain't say nothing bad at all. All I said is I'm not Taylor, and I'm not.
Well, you were too busy being reactive to even acknowledge that there's actual Taylors that live in your home that you raised and have relationship with.
I did not say nothing bad. All I said is I'm not Taylor.
Oh, I should have asked clarification.
You can't put that on me.
That's fine. We can move forward.
Who's Taylor?
Bailey and Adoy and Angel are Taylor. My 2 children are Taylor. I had them.
Oh, the last name?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is for me to acknowledge my legacy and to not diminish my legacy simply because I took on his last name. Taylor still stands. Who I am still stands.
That's the thing with me too. Like, you take my name, but then you still, you know what I mean? You holding up your name. That's fine. That's cool and everything. But you married to me. You're not Taylor no more. I don't care what you say. You think you is, but you're not. Until we divorce, then that's when you go back to Taylor.
Whose blood pulses through my veins? Appleton?
Oh, okay.
My driving spirit is Appleton spirit?
No,
or can I take pride in the fact that I come from legacy? I
come
come from Taylor.
Too.
This ain't me versus you. I can't hold up the Appleton legacy. I don't even know the Appleton legacy. But I can hold up the Taylor legacy. I can hold up the Jackson legacy. And I can hold up the legacy of everybody else's who blood pulses through my veins. I'm proud of my lineage and who I am. And it doesn't dissipate or disappear simply because I got married. Especially since I have 2 children who are still Taylors. Am I supposed to be Appleton, Appleton, Appleton? Meanwhile, my children are looking at me like, well, damn, I'm a Taylor. What the fuck about me? Sorry to cuss. What about me? No.
Nobody said nothing like that. I didn't say nothing like that.
You said I'm a Taylor, so I got to stop, or I'm an Appleton. I got to stop being a Taylor, and I won't. Because I'm proud of who and what I am and what built me. And what runs through these veins. This person that sits here is a product of Taylor Jackson legacy. And I don't have to forget that simply because I married into Appleton. And I don't have to stop teaching my children that, yeah, you're an Appleton, but you're also a Taylor. My legacy matters too.
Well, this matter, nobody can force anything, against the other. Everything can be by accepting, by believing, by understanding, but this issue either could be like agreed upon or let it be the way each one like it, So, you are 2 free person, you are, full-fledged person, grown-up person, respectful person. So if any change that you want to make, it could be made based on agreement, mutual understanding, And if not, it's okay. Sometimes we have disagreement. And let's disagree with respect. Sometimes, not all issues we agree upon. There's always domains or areas that we disagree, but that's the life.
It has to be his way, my way, or our way. Those are the only options. His way, my way, or our way. I am working to figure out how it can always be our way. But I am the only one who brings thoughts and ideas to grow our family. I'm not talking about the business. I'm not talking about the money. What he does is what he does. What I do is what I do. I am talking about being progressive as a family and moving on one accord.
That's good goal, good intention, and I don't think that he has different vision of what he
wants it, but he doesn't have any ideas on how to build it. And when I come with ideas, he's like, well, I don't agree with that. Okay, well, what do you think? I don't know, but I don't agree with that.
The disagreement is about methodology. So the goal, the purpose of the relationship are agreed upon. But now, how we achieve it, what step we take, what measures we take.
His way, my way, or our way. He completely rejects, and then there's nothing.
Okay, well, there's your way and his way.
He doesn't have a way.
Yes, I do.
Okay, now, part of it, we try not too much to judge the behavior.
I feel it's not a judgment, it's an actual statement. I will say, hey, let's do this as a family. And he'll say, nothing. I'm like, okay.
I never rejected nothing you said do as a family.
You offer nothing.
Let's
Rejection and
have
offering are two different things.
Example that you are suggesting something that you think would represent the one family.
I think this is moving into another direction besides communication concerns. I believe that this is moving into the direction of where he would say that I believe that I'm moving this family on my own and he's not helping. So if we're moving into that direction, like I would like for our family to all pick a nonfiction book and read it as a family and to share that knowledge, what we're learning, so that we all can learn simultaneously. That way one of us isn't just getting knowledge, we all have access to that knowledge. He didn't reject that. He sat there quietly and he said, okay, that sounds good. And that's where it ended. Like, you don't have anything to add as the head of this household, how you would like for any of these ideas to be executed. But then when I come in and say, here's the execution, I don't agree with that. Well, help me develop it. Yeah, I'm okay with it happening. Well, how do you want it to happen? Yeah, I don't like your way. Okay, well, how would you like to see it happen? Yeah. Offers nothing.
That's not true.
That is how you move.
I don't say nothing to you about the situation because you suggested the situation and you should have all the situation handled. I did. You go get the book, whatever you need to do. I mean, what do you want me? How do you do that?
So how do we develop an idea together? Somebody's going to come, because we don't have one brain, we have two brains. So if we both come into a space with our independent brains and one of us has an idea and we're moving in partnership. If we're moving in partnership, oh, Lonnie, that's a cool idea. How do you?
Yeah, you just said very good statement that now we have two good brains, and those brains can work independently
Together to build.
or they can work together in many aspects to make the relationship, the issues of the family, the movement more sufficient, more satisfactory. So how to make these two brains working together?
I honestly collaborate with my daughter. I collaborate with my 19-year-old on how to run my household because my husband is not available to be a collaborator because he believes if I came up with the idea, then I should have all the answers. But when I speak to my daughter, I'll come to her with an idea and she's like, that's a decent idea, let's develop it. And so now we're working together to develop the idea so that now it's practical to be executed within our home. That's what I'm looking for in partnership from my partner, but that's not what I received because as was just expressed, if I have an idea, I should know how to do it and all he needs to do is come along for the ride. And that's not partnership to me.
Well, partnership for me is different too.
So you didn't explain what partnership is to you. You just said yours is different.
No, I need somebody to support me and communicate and build together. That's what I want.
So how do we build together?
You communicate.
How do we build together if you believe that if I come with an idea, I should have all the answers and your input isn't necessary?
I was talking about the book situation. And it's not every idea. And it don't be like that all the time.
Okay. I believe that it's majority like that. I feel it's majority. I'm doing this by myself. Or me and
Why do I feel like I'm doing it by myself?
What exactly is it? I need clarification, please. What is it?
Like running and holding the whole family.
Financially, yes. Which, per our agreement, I will start working as soon as Kaden goes to kindergarten, which is what we agreed upon. I am a teacher by profession. Unfortunately, I can't start working until the school year starts.
You just started. You ain't even.
Okay, let's demean and
come on, man.
And no, let's demean the efforts that I'm making. No, I'm acting like I'm doing my part. So for you to sit here and feel that I feel, for you to sit here, and no one's not saying that, but I believe that there is more to evolving and growing a family than monetary support.
I'm there all day, every day.
What are you actively doing while you're there all day, every day?
Teaching and talking.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification.
Just because I don't talk to you, that don't mean I don't talk to my boys and the girls and stuff. They still talk to me. You're the one that don't talk to me.
So based on that, we don't have to talk. Sounds good. Somehow we're still building together, even though you're talking to the kids independently and I'm talking to the kids independently, but somehow those two beautiful brains are collaborating together and working towards the same goal, even though they're operating completely separate. It's wild.
It's a good idea to look for the common ground between you, and build upon it. What is the common ground? What are those agreeable things, that serve the purpose of both parties, you want this family to succeed. You want this family to be happy. You want this family to be together. So what are things that would, help achieving these wonderful goals? Basically you agree on all the goals, but the procedures, what kind of methodology that we can adopt in order to achieve these goals? Okay, it's negotiable thing. We can negotiate it. When we negotiate, we agree on things, we disagree on others. We collect information, we try to, bring more materials or read more about the subject or modify some issues until we come up with something acceptable. It's hard work, but we have to separate the feelings a little bit. We are here looking for the best. So we don't want our feelings to jump in and say, oh, I'm hurt. Then I cannot do anything because I feel I'm hurt. No, we have the same goal. We are trying to find out what is the best. Okay, so let's keep our feelings and emotions
I could work on that, Sam.
aside, because nobody, you don't want her to see her feelings hurt or vice versa. She's not looking forward to see you upset or annoyed or irritated or offended. She doesn't. I'm sure she doesn't look for that. But sometimes the way we interact make us feel this way, even we don't mean it. So we need to keep our feelings away, just to have a clear vision. Okay, now what's this? Do we need it? No. Is it complete? No, it's not complete. Okay, how to integrate things, how to modify things, how to make a difference, how to come up with alternatives, negotiation without hard feelings. I'm not against you, you are not against me, I know that, I believe that, we are not here to fight. We are not here to fight in the first place. We are here to live together. We are here to make our life, get better. That's why we are here, at home, wherever. So, no, let's keep our feelings aside and just use our brain to reach what we want.
Makes sense. I receive it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, because I have two people here. They love each other. They want to achieve the good thing. They want to bring the good things into their lives. But the issue is how to do it. What method I would utilize in order to achieve my goal. That is the disagreement. Let's disagree, but without feeling. Let's keep our feeling aside, because our feelings are hindering our work. Oh, you said this, I said that. You meant this, I meant that. We are not here to fight. We are not here to mark or say, "Oh, I got you." No.
This is my difference between her. Now, I can fight and argue and do all that stuff, but I'ma still love her. I'ma still do for her. You know what I mean? She shut down everything.
Yeah.
No, because I feel, and I know to be true,
She said, I'm gonna take myself away from you and blah 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 and all of this shit. But I don't do that. We get into an argument or a fight or anything, I'm still gonna do for her. I'm still gonna, love her and do my what I'm supposed to do. She shuts down everything.
Yeah, because we have different standards, and I'm allowed to have different standards.
I'm gonna start being standard with you just like that, and shutting down everything.
Okay. Maybe you'll get some
Yeah,
growth that
we
way.
can have different views, we can have different standards, but we have something very stabilized, which is, I love you, you love me. No matter how I disagree with you about issues, has nothing to do with my heart and your heart. You are my...
I don't know how to love, Sam. Nobody ever taught me how to love. So I
feel
am
love at all.
developing, and so I'm developing what love looks like to me. And to me, love should be patient, kind, all these different things. But in order for me, as his love language, because honestly, if he received love at his love language, he'd be fine. I have proven this point time and time again to myself. His love language is physical touch. If we have sex, he'll be happy. But if he's not getting sex or he's not getting physical touch, then he doesn't feel loved at all. Why do I want you on me, in me, around me, touching me, when I'm not getting what I need?
Okay, you have very legitimate needs here, and you have the right to speak out and say, look, you have your own needs, and I have my own needs. I'm trying to meet your needs. I want you.
I be trying to meet her needs too, but what do you want? She want me to just talk about what? What are we talking about? What are we sitting up talking about?
Any particular situation,
It's no particular situation. You want me to talk about? She wants me to talk about the future and all of these billions of dollars that she's finna get and all of this stuff but I can't talk like that when I'm in the trenches right now.
We could talk about the future of our family,
we do talk about that.
Why? So for me, I believe sitting and talking about the present, You want me to sit and complain with you? You want me to acknowledge that we're financially off? Okay, boom. That's a real short conversation. But now we can start building something together and say, hey, this is what we're working towards. What does that look like? Okay, now when I go out into the world tomorrow, I know what steps I need to take because we sit down and conceptualize what working towards our future looks like day to day. You ain't got to go so in the future. You act like every conversation, or I feel that he is implying that every conversation is talking about, I can't wait till I have my land and da-da-da-da-da-da. I rarely talk about that stuff. What I do talk about is where this family is headed. I need this family to be so stone cold that every single member in this family is on their game, whatever that looks like. I need your help in order to do that. I'm doing what I need to do. I need your help in doing that. So we can have a conversation.
I am actively raising the kids.
Per his beliefs, he is. And he's not open to any feedback nor any type of conversation of what that should look like for us as a couple to raise these children as a family. There's nothing there. So I will continue raising me and my 4 to my standards, and he will continue to do what he does, whatever he's over there doing, because we can't communicate and figure out what each other's doing because his way and my way, there's no combination.
Let's start.
You acting like you don't know what I'm doing, and you know exactly what I do every day. You know what I do.
Let's start with appreciating every single positive things that each of you are doing.
Yeah, he shows me no appreciation. I
Let's
sit there
work on that.
In the areas that I need to be shown gratitude. I told him, I know, Sam.
If we look of what you're doing, I'm sure that he does things that deserve appreciation, and you do things that it deserves appreciation. So.
And I tell him good job all the time.
So no, not focus because this is encouraging.
Well, I use different language, but I'm just using simple terms here. I definitely show him appreciation because I know the value of appreciation. I know when someone feels appreciated.
Just saying, good job is not showing appreciation.
I know you want me to fuck you.
I don't care nothing about that.
I will give you some pussy and then you'll feel great.
No, it won't. That's not even the case. That's not even the case.
Okay.
You think that's all I want from you?
What more appreciation do you need from me?
Whatever, man.
I'm asking you. I'm getting clarification. What more appreciation do you want from me?
No, okay. Well, the attitude.
Oh, I'm being condescending. That's not disrespectful, though. No disrespect.
Okay, we are looking for everything that would help the relationship to prosper, and empowered.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what our goal is. It's not just, okay, who's at fault and who has to be blamed. Let's stay away from that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
We don't want to go after each other, chasing each other, and see, oh, he's the one who has to be blamed and held responsible, and he has to do the change, and vice versa. You would say that maybe, so we don't want to go into that kind of logic, we want, okay, yes, we know that we are not perfect.
Why not?
You are perfect?
I'm not.
No, I'm not perfect.
I'm capable of my level of perfection, yes. I continuously become a better version of myself every single day.
But you're
that
not
which
perfect.
I stumbled. So just because we have two different definitions of perfection doesn't mean that I'm not perfect. You're not perfect because you receive limitations. I am perfect because I'm limitless, which means, yes, I am perfect. I am fearfully, wonderfully, and perfectly made, says it in the Bible, which means I am capable of constantly receiving the best version of myself based on the feedback that I receive. no matter what my face looks like here and Sam, anything that you are saying right now that I can use in the future will go into my tool belt, and I will change and evolve myself based off of this conversation. I use I statements now. I may not use them consistently because for 43 years I have communicated the way that I communicate. But as you have seen in here, this isn't a show. I do try to speak from an I perspective. So I incorporate everything that you say to me that makes sense. But I understand what you're saying, but glossing stuff over is not fixing the problem. I understand. Focus on the things, and I show gratitude. Like, dude, I really appreciate you going out there, doing what you need to do, and making stuff happen. I appreciate it. And I'm not sure why he doesn't feel it, but I'm literally busting my ass with these kids, teaching them backwards and forwards. And at one point, while he's sitting there watching, he ain't ever pulled me to the side and be like, I really like that lesson you taught right there. You know, you're shaping up some really good men right here. You're shaping up some really good kids.
I've told you this countless of many times.
Oh, okay.
I said you do real well with my kids. Thank you very much. And I did this when you was teaching Michael. I'm doing this when you was teaching Kaden. I've told you that I appreciate that, and I said this to you.
Edge it up one more percentage.
What?
Do it a little bit more.
Oh, so you want me to come in every day with that?
No, I want you to increase whatever that naturally is for you. Just like you want me to dial back the rude way that I speak to your children, I want you to dial up you acknowledging the good things that I do.
Okay.
If that's too much for you, I get it.
Okay.
It's not too much, but when I do it and then do it, how many times do I gotta keep doing it? I mean,
limitation.
And ain't no limitations, but
I literally told you what I need from you, and you're like, "Ooh, that's easy. I need easy I need easy stuff."
Not.
All he got to do is
Not.
So it's not easy for you to be like, "Okay, she wants me to acknowledge what she's doing instead of trying to make her seem like she's a problem because she's not bringing money in the household. Instead of making her feel like she's a burden because she's not bringing money in the household." But I see her.
Teaching kids.
Yes, that is what I do. I'm raising your family. That is what I do.
You're raising.
Okay, that's what I meant. That each one of you are doing a great job. Great job.
Exactly, and I just need a little bit more acknowledgement. Just a little bit more.
I would like to see the appreciation of the great job that he's doing and the great job that you are doing, shed lights on that. And then this will help us to look into areas that we are not doing a great job. So here I'm doing a great job. You are doing a great job here. Maybe in the middle, they need some improvement, some enhancement, that would help us. Okay, since we are doing a great job.
So how do we identify those parts?
Okay, but by having this, satisfaction, this spirit of, optimistic, that we are a good achiever. We have the sense of achievement. Look, we're already achieving things, so we are capable of achieving additional things.
So how do we identify the additional things that we need to achieve without talking about it?
We talk about it. That's what, when we start talking in a positive tone to each other, that you are a good achiever, I am a good achiever, and there's certain things that we can make good achievement also. So we have ahead of us, there are stuff that we can do some work. So, you have the spirit for that. You have the energy for that, because the whole atmosphere becomes, healthy, becomes welcoming, becomes encouraging. That what kind of atmosphere we are looking to. So let's work on that.
I respect that. I receive it.
Okay. So, great. Do you accept that?
Yeah.
Okay, great, wonderful. I hope, let's work on that.
All right.
Okay.